Good morning and welcome to 6 in the morning. I'm Julia Benbrook. Senator Young says that although no decisions were made, a tone of compromise was set. As far as politics go, I know that a lot of times you guys highlight politics on Saturday Night Live, and a lot of people even get their news from Saturday Night Live. COVID-19 restrictions have started to ease up around the state of Oklahoma, but the impacts both in the medical field and economically are still being felt in this state. This is just about as close as people could actually get to the inauguration ceremony today. You can see behind me, this is the area where the motorcades have been entering. Well, we have exciting news for Tulsa. In just 13 days, the gathering place will open to the public. Families of the people who made it a reality got to enjoy all of their hard work on Saturday. Breast cancer survivors took to the runway yesterday, speaking of fashion, for an annual event at Woodland Hills Mall. Tax-free weekend started at midnight, and it's going to end on Sunday at 11:59. So what exactly does that include? She was with Good Morning America for nearly 2 decades, has reported from 26 countries, covered 5 presidents and 5 Olympics. I've been getting a few lessons here from my new friends. They're trained in both figure skating and hockey, so I would say you guys are a little better than me. It doesn't focus on a specific war. Instead, it honors a group of people and their unique service to our country. Purpose branding, that's what your whole speech is about here today. Where do you find your personal purpose in all of this? Coming up, This Is Us star Chrissy Metz makes her big screen debut as a mom in a faith-based film. It's a breakthrough in more ways than one. I spoke with one of the town hall attendees on his way out this evening. He says that they didn't have time for his question during the live broadcast, but former Vice President Joe Biden stuck around to make sure he answered all of the questions. And then taught yourself to read and write with your brother's school books because those opportunities were not available to you. Tell me kind of what that was like growing up in that environment.
Right now in Washington, 10 Republican senators are trying to get President Joe Biden to lower the price tag and reduce those stimulus payments most Americans would get. ABC 57's Julia Benbrook is in D.C. for us tonight.
Indiana Senator Todd Young was one of those Republican lawmakers who met with the president on Monday to see if they could agree on a COVID relief plan. Senator Young says that although no decisions were made, a tone of compromise was set.
The president spent 2 hours with all 10 of us in the Oval Office yesterday. We were the first group of legislators with whom the president has visited.
Young says he was disappointed when the Biden administration presented a nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan without consulting Republicans, but agreed that Monday's meeting was productive.
The president is to be credited for his response to a counter proposal by 9 Republicans and myself that proposed a robust but more targeted response to the needs of Hoosiers and other Americans.
This group of Republicans is proposing a much slimmer plan at roughly $600 billion. Young says that their proposal works to avoid, quote, passing on additional debts to our children and grandchildren.
I think we found some common ground in some areas. And there are other areas that remain open to negotiation.
The Biden administration called the meeting productive, but they said that there are many areas that the Republican lawmakers' proposal does not address. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Julia Benbrook, ABC 57 News.
The National Native American Veterans Memorial opened to the public in Washington, D.C. last week, with the hope of becoming a sacred place for generations of American Indians, past, present, and future. Julia Benbrook reports from our nation's capital on the memorial, which was designed by an Oklahoman.
This memorial has been years in the making for designer Harvey Pratt. It doesn't focus on a specific war. Instead, it honors a group of people and their unique service to our country.
Now that we're starting to see it come to an end, it's really an emotional thing for me to stand here and watch people go out here and tie prayer cloths and sing, and dance. Their emotion transfers to me.
Pratt connects with the mission of this memorial as a Native American veteran himself. He's a member of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes and served in Vietnam as a Marine.
He really brought his experience as a Native person who's grown up in this tradition of service to his design for the memorial. he's really created a wonderful space for gathering and for remembrance.
Pratt's design was chosen as the winner of an international competition. His work is now permanently outside the Museum of the American Indian on the National Mall.
It's hard to wrap your brain around the fact that me from Oklahoma was one of a number, no name, just a number, to win this competition. It was really hard to think that, Harvey, your memorial is there with Washington, Lincoln, and Jefferson.
The Warrior's Circle of Honor is full of symbolism that he hopes all tribes can relate to.
And when they step inside that inner circle, they're going to be in harmony with the elements, with the directions, with the water, the fire, the earth, and the air. And the steel ring is a hole in the sky where the Creator lives, and our prayers go through there, and His answers come back through there to us. It's a portal.
Data shows that Native Americans have the highest per capita involvement of any population that serves in the U.S. military.
For decades before they were granted citizenship or the right to vote, Native people came forward when called to defend this country. There's a long, very long tradition of service. Many families have generations who've served.
Due to the ongoing pandemic, the Veterans Day dedication ceremony did take place virtually. You can watch that full program at the National Museum for the American Indian website. For the Oklahoma News Report, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Chambers drove her car into a crowd at the OSU homecoming parade 3 years ago this week. She killed 4 people and injured dozens others.
Julia Benbrook was at the parade the day of the crash and is in Stillwater right now for the memorial dedication. Julie?
Well, here's what I remember from that day, how sad and how scary it was, but also how quickly everyone jumped together to begin comforting each other and trying to help one another. So I'm going to step out here so that you can see this memorial. They unveiled this just within the last 10 minutes, and it is a 6-foot-tall, handcrafted alloy ribbon in orange and blue. The orange is for Oklahoma State, and the blue is for the Stillwater community. Now, the other parts of the memorial show plaques, one for each of the victims who lost their lives. And then there's an extra one to explain the purpose of the Stillwater Strong effort. Everyone here that day remembers this moment and how it changed their lives.
This means a lot to me because I could have been number 5 out there, but this is to represent the 4 people that's passed away. And it's a place that everybody can come, remember, and respect.
Tonight's ceremony will honor the first responders as well as those injured, and then of course the 4 lives lost that day. That's Bonnie and Marvin Stone, Nikita Nicole, and Nash Lucas. Now, after the reveal today, from here on out, this memorial will be lit up every evening so that people can come by and pay their respects. We will have another update for you later, and we'll also continue to live stream here at the memorial reveal. Reporting live on the scene on the story in Stillwater, Julia Benbrook, News on 6. Thank you all for joining us for 6 in the Morning Sunday. We'll be back during the week, so make sure to join us then. And then, of course, next weekend as well at 8 a.m. on Saturday and 6 a.m. on Sunday.